COVID-19 has taken our attention. It's been a challenging time for all of us this past week. Just to let you know, there's hardly anyone here aside from the live stream crew. But we've suspended our usual ministry activities until 3rd of April. And all who have internet access are live streaming today. We've allowed very few without internet access to join our live stream crew. We're thankful that we can do this. The COVID-19 situation has increased in severity. There's a recent spike in the number of new cases, especially those that have been imported. As at 19 March, there were 21,200 stay-home notices issued, and 13,900 were issued between 12 and 19 March this past week. The increase in number of people in critical condition and the first 2 deaths signal to us that the severity is increasing. On the 20th of March, MCCY issued a revised directive to all religious organizations to reduce the density, intensity, and duration as a package. Density, number of people, for example, below 250 with contact in premises at one time, at least 1 meter separation apart. Intensity, singing in close proximity is high intensity. And duration, shortened service times. Now this is considered as a package. The briefing was conducted for church leaders. The package includes a permutation of all factors. So it's important to bear in mind that not a single factor should be left out. Now right here, currently, I think our people can spread out 5 meters, 7 meters, 10 meters even today, I think. I guess if you sing to the top of your voice, the distance isn't going to hit because the droplets, right? Singing high intensity because of the droplets. So even at home, you might be less spaced out than we are here. But this is a package, and we have been instructed, and we will comply. The question was posed, will complete suspension of services help to curb the virus? The answer from the minister, this may not help. Even if you stop 1 or 2 weeks, that's why schools have not stopped. What is important is social distancing. Less than 250 with the duration, intensity, density measures in place. Minister Grace, full suspension of services will help if churches need time to reorganize, to implement. You say, Pastor, our church is fine. Why did we have to live stream today? Why did we suspend? We want to signal a new paradigm required to do our part in social responsibility. Every member is given this signal. Am I practicing social responsibility? Brothers and sisters, we must do our part. Everybody must do our part. Humans have an inertia. COVID-19, I'm doing my part. No, unless something happens to make us sit up. And suspension has this effect. It signals a new paradigm is required from all of us. We must ask ourselves, how do I prevent the spread of the virus within my scope of accountability? Within my family, when I go to work, when I go to school, when I travel on the MRT, on the bus. It's not just how do I avoid getting the virus. It's more than that. As Christians, we think, how do I avoid being the cause of the spread of the virus? We signal also the new paradigm required for every ministry leader. When we suspend, every ministry leader is given this signal. Pause, think, calibrate. Immediate reaction from some groups, Pastor, why do you touch my small group? We're so small. We're not even in the building, we're outside. Well, here's the answer. The directive from MCCY, we strongly advise religious leaders to review if religious gatherings outside of the place of worship, such as cell group meetings, should continue to be held. Again, pause, think, calibrate. We suspended also to ensure that our DID is in place. The current situation for our church, our Hokkien and Mandarin congregations, their gathering numbers are really very low. In fact, they're all below 100. The Hokkien is about 25. And they have no current access to a live stream. The English congregation, our gathering numbers are above 250, but praise God, over 90% of our souls under care have access to internet. What we did immediately was to direct all of our people to participate online today via live stream worship service, but out of love for those who do not have internet access, and I'm so glad you're here today, for those who have no internet access, we keep open. You know, we're small enough to know all of our people. No credit to me. By God's grace, the shepherds here know every single person and individual. We are not some mega organization. You know, we know who has no access. We know when something happens because of a situation. We actually told several people in their situation not to come today, even though they didn't have internet access. But we want to give people who don't have internet access, who are healthy and well, because they have nothing left. We want to give them that opportunity. We must not operate only in our own bubble. There are people who have needs. As a shepherd, I know there are people that tell me, Pastor, when I come to church, I experience special comfort and grace, and I don't have internet access. And some of our members have told me this is more important than my life, Pastor. Well, as far as we can, and we are able this morning, we keep open for them. Immediate efforts meant that our parents and children had to be cared for, and I'm very thankful for our children's ministries who have provided age-specific curriculum for stay-home instruction and encouragement for all children. And our junior Sunday school has quickly provided specific resources to ensure our kids don't miss out. You know, live stream doesn't really cater for them. We are not a mega church. We don't have the resources to live stream our children's ministries, but Family Matters is connecting with every young couple and family for encouragement and prayers. We are supporting all of our families and all of our children. This morning, special shout out, special hello to those of you in the house church trial, led by two of our care group leaders who have decided together, for those who are well, with strict guidelines, they gather as a house church trial to worship together in small groups. What is the way forward? We will need to weekly monitor the situation. We will watch the key thresholds. It's not as simple as a 2-week suspension. Brothers and sisters, COVID-19 will extend beyond the next 2 weeks. And so please check your Telegram or SMS notifications. Every week, usually by Friday evening, we will notify you of the weekend's activities. So please, we are grateful for Telegram. 100% of our people are accounted for. Now, I understand some of you are on Telegram but don't check. That doesn't help. Okay? Check your Telegram. The rest of you are SMS notifications. We want to ensure our density, intensity, and our duration safeguards are in place before we can safely gather. That's plan A. We will always want to gather when it's safe. And when we do introduce plan A, please cooperate, don't complain. Yeah, we have already done a lot. I've compared notes with a lot of other churches. We have networks that go on. Some of them are really struggling to catch up. They have to suspend. Those smaller than us, bless their hearts, those guys that call me, hey, Pastor, you all introduced the temperature taking. I say, okay, yeah, you know. And those larger than us, wondering how they are going to squeeze 250 ever in a space. Okay. And so they're going to live stream all the time, yeah? That's the reality for them. For us, we are in a blessed position. Really blessed. We're neither too big nor too small. With 600 over souls under care, we know every single person. And we are able to cater specifically to our congregation. So don't complain, okay? If plan A is triggered, save together, let's cooperate. But be prepared for plan B. Just like today, we have said, please live stream. Be prepared. Plan B may come into action more often than plan A, depending on the situation. We can care and pray remotely even when we cannot gather. We can do this as a large group live stream. We can do this in small groups by Zoom, Skype. We can call. We can do this individually, messaging. You know, I've never prayed and called so much in my life, okay, than over the past 4 weeks. My children know. Say, how are the calls today, Dad? I'm on the phone. Why? Because I love you. We will help those without internet access. By tomorrow, we have a list of those whom we know possibly have someone to help them. We are already trying to get other people to help those with no internet access. And we will call upon some of you. Please help. Consider gathering with very few others, less than 20, under strict guidelines, to worship and fellowship. This is a house church model. It is a very personal decision. Not everyone wants you in their house. And not everybody wants to go to your house, all right? So the model is a very personal one. A leader will call you and says, you want to come? I've got another family coming, or it's just my family. You're entitled to say no. Follow your conscience. You know your personal situation best. But hey, for some of our people, they are alone. And some interaction is better than none, isn't it? And so, there is a feasible house church model which is on trial today. We are ready, brothers and sisters, even for the long haul. We will be ready by God's grace. Don't church hop, please. Please don't do that. Now, if you are here like Chuan Heng was in May last year, visiting to commit to us after investigating our FAQs, our distinctives, and listening to all our messages and our position is very well known and it clarifies all his thoughts, please come online if you have access. But if you're not, if you're saying my church is closed and I need a place, please, live stream is available to the public. I say this very carefully because in our internet age, we almost have virtual reality church, right? Almost can select what I like. YY and I were attending a HR consultancy with the HR consultant, and she was a member of a church, and we said, what are you doing now in COVID-19? She said, oh, I'm not going to church. This Sunday I live stream this church, next Sunday I live stream the other church, then after that I live stream another church, then I see law. Brothers and sisters, that's not church. That is not church. Church is not watching entertainment. Church is when you value your church family. We welcome all visitors, but we welcome you to commit. We welcome you like Chuan Heng. I'd rather have Chuan Heng, who has committed himself. So let me be very clear. If you have internet access, when we say please live stream, join us on live stream. But please don't go to other churches and don't do that to other churches. Yeah? We are not the best church. We never claim to be. We're not going to give you the best live stream experience. But we're family. You will have an undertaking from me. As the under shepherd, we will intensify our love and care for you. Brothers and sisters, I pray for all of you. I check in on all of you. And so does Pastor KK. And so does Brother YY. We must love one another during this time. We are blessed to have this family. And yes, our family is not the best in the world. I just let you have a secret. I've been offered several times to go to larger churches. They say, why are you in that smaller church? And I say, I love my church family. And that's the reason I'm here. I value the church family, and we will intensify our shepherding care. If you cannot come to us, we will come to you. None of us, pastors, are going to be afraid. We will wear masks. We will do what is necessary. And even if you are a confirmed case, we will minister to you somehow. Somehow. We praise God we don't have confirmed cases at this point. So then how do we make decisions? If government directs, we will comply. No question. If people have personal opinions, we may not comply. Say people, Pastor, 250 too big, I feel it should be 100. Okay, you're entitled to your opinion. Pastor, I feel the cutoff age should be the retirement age 67. Okay, well, you're entitled to your opinion. My dad is probably healthier than me, he's 80. Yes, we have suspended AMP and Golden Blessings. We have suspended our high-risk groups. The point is, not everyone is going to agree with our DID Plan A. Part of it is objective, part of it is subjective. The thresholds will be decided by leaders guided by the health and safety team. Apart from cases where we have confirmed cases, government-directed closure, or where we pause, like today, we pause to consider the new compliance and signal a new paradigm, check our DIDs. Thresholds are very tricky, even for the health and safety team. They struggle to come up with thresholds. Is it 100 cases? Is it 50 cases? It's going to be partly objective and partly subjective, brothers and sisters. The leaders will consider week to week, and we will have an overarching motivation of love. Not just risk. Risk is always there. Not just comfort, I'm not comfortable. No. Not just fear, I'm afraid, everyone stay home, must stay home. Not just bravado, I don't care, just come. We are going to be motivated by the overarching passion of love. Love for one another as Christ has loved us. And so, brothers and sisters, I repeat our response to COVID-19. God is in control and sovereign over COVID-19. Affirm our faith. God is able to deliver us according to His sovereign will. Affirm our hope. God hears us as we submit to His sovereign will. Affirm our prayer. God has delivered us from the greatest virus of all. Affirm our peace. God wants us to represent Jesus Christ. Affirm our love. Brothers and sisters, we turn our eyes upon Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith.